Hello, I'm David Pendergrass, and I'm a pastor, biblicist, therapist, and I just watched Happy Gilmore 2, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. A few things really stood out to me in this movie. First, my review when it comes to just the movie itself. I thought the movie itself was pretty good. First movie came out, Happy Gilmore came out, I think in 1996, and that was the year I graduated high school. And so that movie was a staple in my life for a while. As an 18-year-old young man, me and my friends used to quote it all the time or joke about that, and Tommy Boy, which I think was far superior than Happy Gilmore.
Helen, we're both in sales. Let me tell you why I suck as a salesman. Let's say I go into some guy's office. Let's say he's even remotely interested in buying something. Well, then I get all excited. I'm like, Jojo, the idiot circus boy with a pretty new pet. Yeah, I love it. I love my little naughty pet. You're naughty. And then I take my naughty pet and I go...
But Adam Sandler's humor, to me, depending on the film, is, of course, just very juvenile and childish, and sometimes pretty ludic or fun, easygoing, and that's fine. Happy Gilmore, of course, was a good movie. I thought the first one was much better than the second one. It's amazing watching this, too, when you watch in the 90s, watch it now, it's in 4K, and it's all top quality, and, I mean, just amazing to watch. The filming is quite different. Otherwise, the feel was different. This felt like a bunch of different little videos, maybe like TikToks or something. I don't know, it didn't feel flowy like you might say a movie. Some things were funny. I didn't laugh that much at all. I don't usually laugh that much. But that wasn't that funny. I thought the supporting actors did a good job. Tons of cameos. Every single person who's still alive from the first movie probably seems to have made it in there. And of course, all of his friends, as usual, he films over and over. As far as out of 10, what I would give to it, I'd say maybe a 5 out of 10. I think the movie overall is pretty forgettable. As far as my thoughts on themes in the movie, every movie has its sermon or a couple major points. There are a few things that really stood out to me. Spoiler alerts here. Of course, he's living life pretty healthily. Things are going great until his wife dies, and then he turns to alcohol and becomes an alcoholic. They try to make a joke of it, and they do. From a therapist or from a pastor's side, also got kind of sad because I've counseled so many people who are addicts and they're alcoholics. And alcoholism, of course, is very serious and very sad, and statistics are very much against the recovery rate of alcoholics. Most alcoholics simply never recover. Just the other day, at the time of this recording, I mean, just happened, there's a young man, and I think he probably was early 30s, he came to my church for a while, and he was an alcoholic, and he got arrested. He's from different states, he wanders around. He got arrested, pulled over because his car was stolen, and he had to stay locally to go to court. He was waiting for his court date, and he was at the hotel and sleeping on the sidewalk in the chair and whatever. He'd come to church. We were chatting. We just died the other day. Got hit by someone in an intersection, and alcohol just consumed his life. It's very sad. And so when I saw that part of the movie, I was thinking about him and people like him who have, in various reasons, different people, males, female, old, young, they just use alcohol as self-medication. And that part, of course, is tragic. It's very, very tragic. Of course, that's what Adam Sandler's character does in the movie. He uses alcohol to numb the pain. And of course, numbing pain doesn't make pain go away. It just, of course, numbs the pain. And then you develop a phobia of feeling the pain. And that's exactly what you don't need to do. The pain you go through when a loved one dies, of course, is hell on earth. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. But alcohol's not the solution to that problem, ever, ever. So I thought the movie did a good job of demonstrating how miserable he was, just always drunk and then bitter, and it ruined his life. It wasn't like life got better. He wasn't the life of the party. His golf skills went down. His family got more disappointed in him. He got more withdrawn from life. And that's precisely what alcohol does to you. It steals your life. And that's one of the great shames about it. The great shame is you're already hurting so badly, then you self-medicate and it gets worse. When it gets worse, you feel badly because you got worse, which means it induces shame, and then you drink again because you feel such shame. And so it becomes a spiral of despair. And it is very sad. So the movie, I thought did a fairly good job of showing that. It wasn't that heart-wrenching, but you saw how it wasn't party of life, and I like that. I like that it wasn't glorified at all. One thing I also liked about his character was that when it came time to him trying to do something for his life, getting back to golf, he did so because he wanted to send his daughter off to this great dance school. But the fact is, his motivation for doing the tournament wasn't about fame. He only did it at all, and of course, to stop the drinking, he only did it so that he helped his daughter And that's, of course, Christian. I love the fact that Christians celebrate that virtuous behavior, that we do things for others. This is the bedrock assumption of the New Testament ethic, that Christians, because of Jesus, serve. Christians' default disposition is humility. It's supposed to be. I'm saying, as a disciple of Jesus, the idea that I give up things sacrificially and I struggle sacrificially on behalf of other people is a thoroughgoing Christian virtue. That's not to say it's unique in the world, but it is a thoroughgoing Christian virtue. We elevate that. But the closest the modern English verb that gets to the Latin is humiliate, which means to be brought low, to bring brought low down below. That is to say, not that you're worthless, but that is to say, when it comes to social status, you are below others. You see yourself as less valuable socially, not less valuable to God, but less socially. And that's what humility is. And the idea that he does so and gives up and sacrifices and works hard relatively to do something for his daughter, of course, was a great Christian virtue. One last thing that stood out to me as well, that you don't see this much at all in movies, and that is another Christian virtue, and that is when the guy who was Shooter McGavin, who I think is a great dubbing shooter, and the first time I just saw the other day, the actor said he made that up on his own. He was just...
What's this?
No idea why they called him Shooter. Well, I know when I put it in the hole or anything that's a really good shot, I'll just do that. And so I started doing it when I putted. And
he was a great character in the first movie. He's in the second movie, and they treat him kind of like the Joker, where he's really crazy, and he comes out, and he's going to be wicked. And there's a big fight scene. Well, yeah, there's a fight scene, like Batman and the Joker, basically, they're at a cemetery, and the whole scene's kind of funny, though. Fight scenes aren't that funny to me, but I get it. And they kind of get all their frustrations out at each other, and then all of a sudden, they're BFFs. The point is, when a Christian is not that you fight each other, what's Christian is that relationship gets restored. And so there's a degree to which they both forgive each other and move on. And that's, of course, called reconciliation. Now, you can't always do that with a person. You just can't. I can, and the Christians, Jesus taught this. Jesus demanded it. If you don't forgive others, your Heavenly Father won't forgive you. So we have to forgive, have to work on forgiveness of the people. That we can control. But just as Paul said perfectly in Romans, when he said, as much as it, Romans 13, as much as it depends upon you, live at peace with everybody. Well, sometimes you can't make everyone at peace with you. You just, as much as you can control it. You can't make people like you back. You can't make people have peace with you back. You can't make people want to be in a relationship with you because maybe they have bad boundaries. Maybe they are dysfunctional, toxic, or maybe they just choose to hold on to grudges. But when you can reconcile and you can have that reconstitution, that's a Christian virtue. We like that. So Christians pursue it. We just can't make that happen. I thought it was great in the movie that they, in essence, forgive each other and then get reconciled because they both were able to do that. And because of that, things work out better. And then before you know it, Adam Sandler's character is cheering on Shooter McGavin, the villain. Things really flipped. I thought it was really good.
I know it can be very difficult to know exactly how to understand what Jesus taught, and so I wrote this book to help you. Rediscover Jesus, I think, is a fantastic, accessible source to help you understand the teachings of Jesus within historical context. What did he mean when he said those things? What are the main things Jesus taught? Secondly, how do I apply it to today? This book will help you do both. It will help you understand what Jesus said to his first century Jewish audience and how to bridge the gap between then and now. This is a fantastic book for small groups or individual studies. It's in paperback, Kindle version, and an audiobook recorded by yours truly. If you would like bulk orders of this for many people, let me know and I'll give you a special discount. Go right now to Amazon.com, get your copy today of Rediscover Jesus.
Well, that's all for now. If you want to learn more about Christianity, check out my book, Rediscover Jesus, Rediscover Jesus. If you're not a Christian, you have questions about Christianity, check out A Skeptic Challenges a Christian, Rediscover Jesus, Skeptic Challenges a Christian, links below in my description. I hope they help you. God bless you. See you next time.